Hi friends! Like the pigtail look? Not so much. Today's How Tuesday, and I have a bit of a different background behind me. Do you have those days where it's like you have a plan and then it's like, nope, totally kind of go left field? That kind of happened today. It rained. I didn't know it was supposed to rain today. I thought it was supposed to be nice today. So did the children's museum with the kids, and then I went home and I actually met up with a friend, Angela, and we did lunch and had a great time, went home, and then my husband was like, you know what? Our friends are able to fix our van's brakes, which are like grinding so bad. We are lucky to be alive. And so we dropped our van off next door to my mom's house, and they're still working on it 3 hours later. I feel so bad for them. So Alex and our friend TJ is out there outside working on our van. So Alex is not joining us tonight. I'm sorry. If you came to see him, you're not going to get him tonight. So just me. But to be honest, he doesn't know much about this anyway. So let's just leave him. He's just here for the entertainment value, right? Hi, Julie. Okay, so guys, tonight we're going to be talking about, for our How Tuesday, how to dilute your oils. Okay, so the first thing I need you guys to know is that the FDA requires only 7% essential oil in a bottle labeled therapeutic grade essential oil. 7%. That's frightening because 93% of that bottle is filled with something else, and I want to know what, but you don't always know, right? So that's concerning to me. I hope it's concerning to you. The reason we chose Young Living was because Young Living's bottles of oil, 100% essential oil. There's nothing else. This is lavender. Nothing else is in it. Isn't that amazing? So when you go to different places, pharmacies, and department stores, I mean, anywhere sells them right now, right? And you grab that and it says therapeutic grade. How much oil is in it? If it has an expiration date, question that. If it freezes, question that. That means there's something else in your oil. Now, because this is such a great oil, I do feel that I can dilute it a little. That sounded funny. And to be honest, practically, we had to do that at home, like for practical reasons as far as finances. We were like, well, we're not going to be able to go through this crazy fast because we just can't afford it. So I started sharing my love for oils, which covered my oils payments, but we also started throwing our oils in a roller bottle. So this is called diluting your oils, okay? So what I would do is I would take about 10 to 15 drops of my oil from the bottle. I'd pour it into my roller bottle, and then I'd fill my roller bottle with a carrier oil, okay? Let's back up a little. I want to tell you guys a couple terms. This, if I were to use a drop of this, I would call that neat. I'm taking the oil directly from the bottle, and it's called neat, okay? If I were to do this, it's called diluted. Okay, so directly from the bottle is called neat. This is diluted, okay? So carrier oils then, okay? So I added my 15 drops of oil. Now, you guys are going to choose what you like best. Some people like to just do like 1 to 2 drops per roller bottle. This is a 10 ml roller bottle. There are some super cute like 2 ml roller bottles, 1 ml roller bottles. We love to do those too. But when we're making making rollers for our home for everyday use, we usually like to go for the bigger 10 ml because I don't have to fill them as fast. That's why. So, for a 10 ml, sorry that I didn't state that before, we usually go for the 15 drops. Now, there are some oils that I'm like, you know what? I want more than 15. So I'll do like 25 drops and fill the rest with a carrier oil. Like I mentioned, some people like to do 1 to 2 drops because they like to have it really diluted for their kiddos. Totally fine. Some people are like, I just want to test this out and see how it's going to affect me first. Do a couple drops and then keep adding. We've been using oils for almost 5 years in our home. Our bodies are pretty used to them. But right away, I was pretty cautious. So carrier oils. What is a carrier oil? Carrier oils are going to be different oils like vegetable oil. It's a carrier oil. Olive oil. is a carrier oil. Coconut oil. There are two forms of coconut oil. There's the thick, kind of almost like lard type of coconut oil, and then there's the liquid coconut oil. Okay, so there's actually two different kinds. There is several different, like grapefruit seed oil, grapeseed oil, jojoba oil. It's Jojoba, jojoba oil. So all of these are on a spectrum. Okay, some of them are super thick and some of them are super thin. So what we do is we like to put the super thin oil in here because essentially it's just rubbing it around on our bodies a little bit more. So if I had a large area to cover, I can easily take my roller out and rub it up and down my arm, and look at how much oil. You can't see. I can see now. I have a lot of oil spread out all over my body, and then I can kind of do one of these things too, and it really spreads far. So diluting your oils and putting them in a roller help for that reason, just really pushes them farther. But okay, so V6 vegetable oil is what Young Living has. This is a very thin oil. So I'm going to talk about like the three oils that kind of like a thin, a medium, and a thick, okay? So the thin oil would be a V6 or vegetable oil. Now, if you're getting like just a vegetable oil, you want to make sure it's super clean because we're paying big bucks for this, right? We're paying good money for this, and this is a great product. We do not want to dilute it or mix it with something that's cheap and icky, right? Because what's the point of that? Then we might as well just go buy those cheap oils at the department store, right? So we're still wanting to keep this as good as possible. We're just diluting it a little because we can have the same effects. We can save a little money, and we can help to spread it a little bit farther on our body. Not to mention, I have kiddos. I know a lot of you guys have kiddos. How easy is this for our kiddos, right? They grab their roller, they roll their feet, they roll their neck, they roll their ankles, they roll whatever, and it's so great. So, okay, so vegetable oil V6 is what Young Living has. Now, I told you I was going to talk about three, but I have to talk about one more. Sweet almond oil is another super, super thin oil. Okay, sweet almond oil is everywhere. Super inexpensive. I think right around like, I don't know, $6.99, $7.99 at like different co-ops. And I know we have a Hy-Vee in Minnesota, and they have a health section. They have it there too. But again, get that organic kind. You can get it super cheap off Amazon too, free shipping usually with Prime. Okay, so sweet almond oil, very thin oil, helps to just spread. Now, if you don't have a roller bottle, but you're like, I really want to get this to spread through a good area, take your essential oil, do a couple drops, and then just pump the carrier oil and rub wherever you have the issue. That's what we used to do when we didn't have roller bottles yet. And the co-op sells them for like $6. So, okay, so those two are very thin oils, V6 and sweet almond oil. The middle kind of the road carrier oil, you can use it in your roller bottle if you like, is just going to be olive oil. Like from your kitchen olive oil. So again, make sure it's that super organic, nice olive oil, but it's just going to absorb a little bit slower. And you can kind of tell that, if you ever get some on your hands when you're using it in the kitchen, you're like, it's just a little bit slower of an absorption rate. So again, you can put it in your roller bottle or just rub it in just like that. Okay. The last is the coconut oil, not the fractionated, unfractionated coconut oil, the hard coconut oil, okay? Coconut oil is so good, you guys, for us in so many different ways. I just found saw a post from Nicole Neesby. If you don't follow her, follow her. She's amazing. Julie Brigger is the one that pointed her out to me, and I happened to meet her at a convention this last year, and she's totally amazing. So, and so sweet and so warm. Anyways, she talks a lot about coconut oil today, and her feedback on it was amazing, you guys. She was talking about how over some Polynesian people, why is their skin so silky smooth, so blemish free, so wrinkle free? They eat coconuts. They use coconut oil all the time. They are plant people. They use it all the time. Their skin is so beautiful and has a gorgeous shine. Coconut oil. Okay. So when we're using coconut oil with essential oils, I like to use coconut oil as almost like a Band-Aid. Okay, so I will tend to drop some essential oil on my area of need, And then I'll take that coconut oil and I'll kind of melt it into my skin, because you know how it kind of does that melty thing. I'll kind of melt it into my skin and almost acts as like a sealant, like a protective cap. And we love it for that. It'll push the oil in a little bit deeper, kind of keep it trapped, okay? Another great thing, though, to do with your coconut oil is you can mix up something like a respiratory type of a cream, if you will. So you can take coconut oil, you could take RC, raven, eucalyptus, wintergreen, peppermint, you know, all those kind of really great oils for your respiratory system. Mix that with some coconut oil, rub it on your chest, and it'll sit on top of your skin a lot longer because it won't absorb, and you'll feel that. So the absorption rate is a lot slower. So it'll sit here for a lot longer, but then you can smell it a lot longer. So you can even do one of these things and just take deep breaths in and out. My mom loves to do that. She'll put it right on her chest, and then she'll just cover her face with her shirt or a blanket, and just take deep breaths in and out, because it's not going to absorb. It's going to sit right here for a little bit longer. So you can do that for different things like respiratory issues or respiratory health. You can do it with any oil that you really just want to sit on your chest and take deep breaths of. So it's great for that usage as well. So also coconut oil is wonderful with some Panaway and Valor, and just rubbing it up and down your spine. If you have any sore muscles from working out or things like that, like I said, I don't normally have that, but maybe someday I'll have those. I don't know. But it's wonderful to apply to kind of those feelings, I guess, when you work out and things like that too. So coconut oil, very slow absorption rate, right? V6, sweet almond, very thin oils and very quick absorption rate, okay? Basically, it's just spreading the oil out farther. And then that middle road is olive oil, and that's just kind of right in between, okay? And like I said, we used to just lather it up on our hands, and oftentimes we would use it for Asher's respiratory stuff right away. So I would just take him like from the side and just go up and down his chest, front and back, and it was perfect. So you guys, I wanted to also mention the reason for diluting isn't just to save money. Some people just like it because it's they just like to be a little bit more safe. So they feel like slowly introducing their bodies to the oil is a little bit better. So if that's your choice, that's awesome. So go ahead and do that too. There are a handful of oils through Young Living that are pre-diluted, which is wonderful. The Kid Sense collection, if you're not aware of that, the Kid Sense collection has 5 oils. They're amazing oils. They're pre-diluted. So you can literally just take, Parks and Rec, anybody? You can literally take the oil, take the cap off, put a roller top on it, and roll away. On your babies, on your big kids, on you. I use it all the time. I use Tommy Ji's as my favorite because it doesn't have that funky smell like Ji's does. So it's great that we already have that pre-diluted. We don't need to even worry about it when we're going to put them on our kiddos. So, and that's the other thing too. You know, our kiddos, we all have different body types, different skin, right? So we're going to react to things a little bit differently. When we put oils on top of our skin, it's going to pull whatever is going on inside of us, pull it out through our skin. Okay. So Paisley, the first time we used lemon oil on her for some kind of wet hacking, we put it on her chest. Sure enough, like little red bumps started coming, and we were like, oh no. It was whatever the oil, it was pulling out something from her. So wonderful. It meant it was working. So it was great. All right. Oh, you know what else you can dilute? You can dilute your veggie capsules if you want. If you do veggie capsules with oil in those, go ahead and throw a splash of V6 in it too, and just mix it up a little bit like that. Lots of people do that. It's wonderful. So, okay. Sleepy's in the diffuser right now, Julie says, that's awesome. Yes, Sleepy smells so heavenly. It's wonderful. So Nicole loves a jojoba oil and fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil is the thin stuff. So it's exact opposite of the hard. So it's great. So, all right, everyone, have a good night. And thank you for joining me at my mom's house. P.S. You guys, the background is bright blue. This was my bedroom growing up in high school. No, this is my last year in high school. And then I did like the whole while you were out thing. Remember when those shows were huge, like Trading Spaces and While You Were Out and all that stuff? Totally redid my room and moved back in after, like in the middle of college. So I did these myself. I painted the white trim myself and then the blue. Oh, ooh, that looks so bad right there now. My mom tried to touch it up. Okay, so now it's my kiddos' room when they come to stay at grandma's. Guys, I'm colorblind. Okay, don't judge. Don't judge me too bad. I'm colorblind. I understand this room may be very bright to most people. It looks heavenly to me. Okay? So when my mom saw it going on the wall, she was like, oh, okay. I've gotten so many comments about how bright it is. But I love it. Blue's my jam. So sorry for if it was too bright for you, if it was too much, but it's just right for me.